Woman takes off her underwear, preparing for a date, but she doesn't know that her husband has already noticed her infidelity. Without evidence, he chooses to remain silent. Jack hires a private detective to secretly investigate her. Soon after, Annie, under the pretense of having coffee with her best friend, secretly meets her lover in a public restroom. Nick also takes Annie to the movie theater. In that dim environment, the two completely fall for each other. Then, as they walk out of the theater, Annie has no idea that her infidelity has been captured by the camera. Soon, the husband receives the photos taken by the private detective. As he looks at his wife's intimate behavior with another man, Jack's heart instantly collapses. At this moment, Jack doesn't know how to face his wife who betrayed him. Jack goes to Nick's apartment building, determined to have a talk with Nick. But in the moment he turns around and wanders downstairs, he misses his wife who just had a passionate moment upstairs. Subsequently, Jack arrives at Nick's place. When he reveals his identity to the other party, Nick doesn't feel frightened, but instead calmly pours him a glass of wine. Jack looks at the disheveled Nick in front of him and the messy sheets, feeling a sense of humiliation rising in his heart. At this moment, he discovers that the crystal ball he gave to his wife actually appears in Nick's home. Jack is about to go crazy with anger. At this point, he, emotionally out of control, picks up the crystal ball, making him pay the price for it. Afterwards, Jack feels deeply regretful. To avoid being discovered, he quickly cleans up all traces of the scene. But just then, he hears his wife's voicemail.
I have to end this. I can't do it anymore. I can't live like this. I'm so tired of lying and hurting my family. I'm sorry.
Perhaps if Annie had called earlier, letting her husband understand her inner thoughts, this tragedy wouldn't have happened. But Jack quickly deletes his wife's message. After dealing with everything, he then pretends everything is fine and rushes to the theater, calmly watching his son's performance. Watching their son's brilliant performance on stage, the couple both show happy smiles. A few days later, Nick's body is discovered. The police, based on relevant clues, question Annie. When she learns about Nick's death, she's immersed in grief. Annie inadvertently notices the crystal ball in Nick's home is now in her home. At that moment, she realizes Nick's death must be related to her husband. She tremblingly questions her husband.
I didn't want to kill him, I wanted to kill you!
At this point, she doesn't know how to refute and can only stand there in horror. This exciting movie is called Unfaithful.